Hello, dear passengers on the moon train. Today's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna try to run through these as fast as possible. Lots of awesome info. Excuse the kids high on life in the background, but what's better than that, right? All right, here we go. Here's our pattern. We got this inverted head and shoulders pattern, or we have this more complex double bottom pattern. All right. For us to complete a huge rally on Monday, we need Credit Suisse news. They're trying to broker a deal right now. That's the only thing that's going to send this. Now, we also got news that that mid-sized US banks ask FDIC to insure all deposits for 2 years. Okay? And that is a very important detail here over the weekend. Different from 2008, they're trying to front run this complete bank crash that inevitably will happen. Now, right now, I'm leaning and hoping to change because of OPEX on Friday, which was kind of a blah blah day, which obviously I warned of, but it totally sucked, obviously. Personally, FDX and NVDA saved my behind that day because of the overnight huge gap up. However, so you can kind of discount this day. So unless we get a huge bounce here off of the 200 MA, I think we're tracking C actually. Just looking at all these indicators. So personally, I'm hoping for that. Now, going to zoom in on a time frame, although this is US 500, which is also a continuous SPX, and I would recommend, if you want real price levels, to use this as opposed to ES because of the new June contract. But ES did close right on the 200 here. Now, check this out. We got March lows. We're doing this head and shoulders pattern. If we can get here when futures open, a small gap down, that pump in, and then sell down on Monday, I am going to go long in this zone. Why? Because for March, we have kind of satisfied my low. See here, this is the December lows. When remember, we chopped for 13 days, and then we had that huge bear stew rally. We touched that. If we could get a double bottom, this is a giant level and zone, and the bottom end of this volume shelf. I think that at this point, just looking at the data, which I will show when I find it here. Here's a great fractal that I follow. Okay, I can see us pumping, and this also matches my May crash scenario, or I mean, it comes late April, but April is seasonality wise very bullish, but that can track this year, but it doesn't need to. But here, right now we're here. Okay, we have this huge pump, and then we sell off. So I'm not saying to go long. I'm talking about in the end of next week. But April is usually up, right? But we have this banking crisis, so we kind of have to. I'd be more inclined to follow this one here, which also kind of matches up with another fractal I've followed for a while. Obviously, this is from a while back, but we're about here, and we're due for a huge pump if it happens, and it's all up to the Feds, right? Another fractal that kind of supports my theory is this for the Dow Jones. As you can see, it's tracked miraculously well. It also has a dip here and then a huge rally. And obviously it's the shit show, and everybody is bearish, and rightfully so, because of the banking crisis. But another one that I always keep showing you guys is smart money versus dumb money. And smart money has obviously been buying this when dumb money has been selling. and you see it happens over and over again because that's a mechanism of transfer of wealth. Pretty interesting, right? Another one I wanted to show you guys here that I found. Biggest SPX daily volume since 2011 happened on Friday, and the price went sideways after the morning dump when most traders, me included, sold everything they had. So there's we had a record amount of options expire, obviously contributed to that spike, but still very, very notable fact. What to make of it, we will see. Okay? As far as the 10-year yield, we had a double bottom. I would assume it can, be in this area still, but I just want to show you on the daily here how much we came down, and look at these candles. They're absolutely insane. They smacked it down fast and hard, yet we had that one rally on Thursday. There's plenty of rally in here still in this market, in my opinion, and the downtrend on this thing is still pretty young. And if this bottom gives out here, see, it's also doing a kind of a head and shoulders thing, and on Wednesday, Thursday, it can give out this bottom. Okay, the Dixie. All right, where did I have it? Here. No, wrong one. My bad. The Dixie also has a fractal. I don't have it on my computer. It's just on my phone. The Dixie has a fractal that shows that it's about to dump. And if you look at the daily, it's rolling over hard. And once this 9 on the daily goes under the 21, I would at least have it retraced to 102. And if that can't hold, it's going to be back in this channel. Let me zoom out a little more so that you see there's plenty of downside for the Dixie. For this to just have turn around and go right back up, we need a crash, and we need it now. It can happen in May, but if you look here, down here, look here when I draw my cursor, that would mean that end of April it would have to start going. So I would definitely keep an eye on that. Once this 50 starts curling up, then we know it's not gonna stop until it hits the 200, and probably will go past it. So that also supports May being a major low. Right now, nobody's bidding for oil, and I think it's suppressed in order to. I mean, look at this. This is a wedge. It doesn't get more perfect bear flag than that. And as I said in the Discord, it lost its support and it died. I think this is all manipulation from 125 down to help the CPI reports. I mean, this current macro environment doesn't get more manipulated than this. VIX lower highs. We'll see. It can't even spike up here on Wednesday, but then I think it's time for it to go down. We were getting some red divergences here. The wave trend is starting to be a little topped out. So once it starts firing these dark blues, I think the rally is on. So I would hope next Wednesday, when it's VIX expiration, that means that VIX contracts expire. I would think that you're going to see some VIX call selling, which will obviously pull this down. As far as the dark pools, I mean, on the 50-minute, you do see uptrend, which we had obviously on Friday. Here we got end of day huge dump of dark pools, but it's still on the same level. So I think that was just them messing around. On QQQs, you see a big spike here. Notable MongoDB dark pool buys, huge at the end. So yeah, I wanted to bring to you guys that we'll know more on Monday, but I will definitely be loading the boat if we get lows on. It could even come on Tuesday, and we could do this head and shoulders here, come down a little bit, and then okay, this is a little out of sync. Would need to be more like this actually, where we complete a head and shoulders, and then Tuesday low, and then off to the races. So how will I be playing FOMC? I will do a small 0 DTE straddle into the announcement, and as usual, if we get a huge downward spike, we usually end up with a move that is counter to that. If we get a huge green candle at first, usually it's an automatic sell. But at this point in time in history, it's all about the press conference, it's all about the color of the tie, and all about, you know, what does Powell want his name in history to be like? The guy who bailed out the banks unsuccessfully, or the guy who fought inflation successfully using his big tool, you know, all along the watchtower, you know, guitar solos, all that good shit. I would think that they follow the fractal. Let me just show it to you guys again. Here, let me save this image, and then where is it? This guy here. Sorry for the delay. I would think, just looking at this makes sense to me, that we get a Monday or Tuesday low. And even if we don't, you know, I'm gonna have Thursday contracts probably. Leave some powder to cover. We'll know pretty quick during FOMC if they're gonna let it crash. But just logic here says, with them trying to broker these bank deals and helping out, that we go up for one more pop before this thing starts unraveling. I hope this helps. Post any questions in the chat. Excuse me. DM me, and let's be smart next week. Hold your powder. There's gonna be a moment where we're gonna get a big buy or sell signal, either on the daily, or another one that's great to follow is the hourly. Obviously Friday was just absolute dog shit, but if you look here, you know, if you trade just based on the hourly, if for nothing else, sell, buy, sell, buy, you can catch some pretty good moves on here. Now this hourly again suggests that we go lower. I would love to get calls here. Why? Here's the thing. Just quickly before I wrap up this long ass video, every time the January, December, November, September, and July FOMC meeting weeks had a over $20 range on SPY. December obviously having a $27 move. But if we can catch even half or the whole $20 move on SPY this week, that will make our week. So maybe we mess a little less with everything. Now, one thing I wanted to show you here. If we sell and we start selling high, there is nothing I would like to short more than good old Coinbase. And I will automatically short it if we race to highs this week and we get close to 90s. For Coinbase to roll out all this international news, can they do it overnight? Sure, but I would be very surprised if this doesn't give back a little bit of gains. Okay, so with that, have a great weekend. I'll see you on TikTok later, and then on Monday on the train. Huge week again. And before I go, let me just quickly run through what we got on the calendar. We have absolutely nothing on Monday, probably going to be very heavy banking news. We have like some auctions here. Yeah, we have Australia minutes coming out. We have inflation rate from Canada. Okay, which they're expecting it to be lower. So that could be. That's why I'm thinking maybe Monday is the bottom. Depends on the banking news. We gotta be able to react. We got European inflation news. We got mortgage stuff on Wednesday. Who cares? Not me. It's all about this here. The whole week is about Wednesday into close. Okay, then we obviously have our good old jobs. We also have Bank of England, pre-market Thursday. We got the jobs. Then we got Japan, after hours Thursday. And on Friday we have durable goods. Who cares? So it's a pretty quiet week. It's all about this move. We got to get this move right. All right, long ass video. Wanted it to be short. There's a lot of info. I wanted to compile it for you. Have a great weekend. See ya.